Hi, my name is Fiona Loudon and I'm the head teacher of Crookfur Primary and Nursery class. The school is undergoing a complete refurbishment within the internal classrooms of the school, and in addition to that there's going to be a new nursery built at the front of the school which will have 90 children. Within the school, the classrooms are being refurbished. At the moment the classrooms are open plan, so part of the refurbishment will mean the classrooms are closed classrooms, and we will have 14 classes altogether within the main school. And everyone's very excited about it. Obviously the school was built in the early 70s, so by its nature it's quite dated. I think it'll provide a lot more opportunities for education. As I say, at the moment it's all quite closed within a classroom, but it'll open that out a lot more. We're also going to have new technology facilities as well, and that will create more opportunities for different ways of learning and teaching. I think the communication with Heron Brothers and with the Education Authority has been absolutely crucial to the success of it. They're always there through email or with using the phone to be in contact with them. I also have a weekly meeting with people from the site, so if there's anything that we need to discuss, there's always that catch-up meeting. But if there's ever anything in between that, then it's really easy to get in touch with them, and they respond very, very quickly to any comments or concerns that we have. I'm very happy with what's been happening. It's obviously quite a challenge keeping the school running when there's so much building and construction work going on, so it's been crucial to the success of it actually is the communication with Heron Brothers. At the moment I'm communicating with them at least once a day. We've been back at school for a week now and there's been a lot of changes has happened over the summer holidays, so at the moment it's at least on a daily basis, and that's just with them being around the building and with chatting, and if I need to contact them in any way I do that. They've been very, very good. I found every member of the team really easy to work with. We're able to communicate, we're able to discuss things, and I completely see where they're coming from in terms of construction, but they also completely understand that my priority is to keep the school running and the learning and teaching of the children, so I found that really good, and they've been understanding on both sides of things. As a school, we're really using this sort of living, working environment, and each class are taking on a project of what's happening. Some are looking at careers education, some are looking at different aspects of engineering and so on. But crucial to the project was a site visit right at the beginning, so it inspired the children to think about what else they would like to learn. So we were really fortunate we were able to do that within the first 2 days back in school. And I think the site visits also helped the children have an understanding about why the playground was different, or why they had to come in a different door, or why things had changed. So that's really worked well. And also they had gone home so excited about having had a site visit, and that then helps the parents' understanding as well. So before we stopped for the summer, they spoke to the parents. We had a meeting for parents and we had a question and answer session with them. So they've been really open and reaching out and keen to work with the school, and we plan to do a few other events working with Heron Brothers to involve the children and the parents. When you look at the front of the school, people can't believe there's actually a school still working behind it, because it does look a bit, well, it is a building site and it does look like that from the front, but behind it and within the classrooms it's completely business as usual. All the children, all the classes are very, very settled. The facilities are all there, the porta cabins are all working and they're up and running, and the children in the classes themselves are very settled. We've had to change the way we do some things. It's just about working with the staff and the Heron Brothers to make sure that everything's working. They've got their interactive whiteboards, they've got their computers working, and there's toilet facilities in there, and they're very secure, so the teachers are really happy with what they have in the porta cabins. The walkways obviously were quite different way of coming in and out of the school. It's well mapped out and it is much tighter in terms of space, but it's working well because they're now just getting into the routine of doing it. But in terms of actual disruption, it's because we've got the porta cabins now and we've got classes, it hasn't been too great. Obviously it took a wee while to set up the new classes and so on, but I think the way Heron Brothers have organised the phasing of the work, it's helped to minimise that, and they were very much trying that each class would only move once within the academic year. So that's helped, and teachers know what's going to happen, so they can sort of plan around that. It's just been different ways of doing things. It's not been massively disruptive, and I would say that the school has been able to continue to function throughout it all. There's not any time where we would have thought, oh, we can't do anything here. We've managed to keep functioning throughout it all. Obviously, safety for all is of utmost importance, and that was the thing that we started with, making sure that it was going to be absolutely safe. And hoarding was put up at the right time, things were sectioned off so that at no time were Heron brothers and children or staff working within the same areas. We're also very careful about safe entries and exits into the school, and making sure that the fire exits particularly were of a correct length and that children were able to evacuate. Last week we had 2 fire drills just to make sure that children and staff knew exactly where to go. I think one of the main things at the beginning was when they met the parents, and just to give parents the reassurance that that safety was at the top of their agenda, and they reassured them at that point that they were making sure that they would be hoarding up, children would be able to wander into a building site, and that fire regulations were going to be adhered to and so on. Also safety out in the playground, that they wouldn't be able to get out of different areas that they weren't there before. So I think reassuring the parents was a big thing at the beginning. We've also organised for either good site visits in a couple of weeks to speak to all the children. We'll go around all of the classes, and we're doing something within the classes about health and safety as well, so we'll tie that in with the Ivor Good site visit. We're also working this term on road safety, because obviously the entries and exits to the school have changed slightly, but that's all been supported by Heron Brothers as well. I just think it's really exciting to be continuing to work in a school while it's all going on round about. I mean, obviously in some instances a school is built in a completely different site and you wouldn't have any of the other work going on, but in this instance, you know, you can sort of watch it happening and you grow with it almost.